fearsome song. It was requested by Jeff and Andy, perhaps inspired by the Tod und das Mädchen, which I shared with our friend and colleague Jamie Akers, who has...
That was there on this channel, Patricia Hammond Songs, which is the home of this series
corset.
Called...
Living Room.
Living Room Requests.
Living Room Requests.
That's with Patricia Hammond.
And that's Matt Redman. And his contra guitar.
I thought this was a really good use
12
of the 12
basses.
bass contra guitar, because not is it talking about the quiet of the sea and how deep and flat, and you know what it's like when you
you know what it's like. You're sailing, you're in the middle of nowhere, you've only got a certain number of limes to keep you from scurvy, and then there's no wind at all, and you're absolutely doomed. You know what it's like. I think it's a well, obviously it's literal, but it's also, I think it's an allegory, as most things are in German
poetry. Yeah. It's very deep.
It's very
no pun
horrifying.
intended. But
it's horrifying.
I thought it would be a good opportunity to play on the contra guitar.
Yes.
Because very rarely do we get romantic music. Sorry, that's not true. Very rarely do we get slow romantic music with arpeggios, which are broken chords like that of the harp.
That use all the basses.
Which has very chromatic basses. That's to say, all the notes together going down. Etc. I'm improvising now, but that sort of that's
Jeff and Andy, he's enjoyed this. He wants to keep it in the repertoire.
So much so that I actually, because we're playing it in a lower key of the original, that was in B flat major, the original's in C. So much so that I actually tuned. Anyone who's been watching you Living Room Request for a while will remember that the 12 bass contra guitar has a normal 6-string guitar.
And then
E, B, G, D, A, E, and then it goes down chromatically.
What are the...
One piano key at a time. And usually the bottom note's an E, but on this occasion it was an E flat, which was really nice. That's the only time I've really
He's going lower. He's never
did that sound like the deep, peaceful C? Well, not peaceful. He never uses that word. Was that the deep, doomy C?
It was.
I think it was, wasn't it?
I think that. Honestly, I've never...
That's 5-string bass guitar. Rock, that's metal territory, basically. There were quite a lot of these things were like metal. Like, for example, going to...
Liz might like this.
Yeah. You know, it's got that Kraftwerk-esque romantic thing.
Ooh, do a little bit of that.
Hasn't it? It's got that, which I can't remember though. Especially when it goes.
Sounds like Stäbchen to me.
No, but that's what I'm saying. You know, there's that harmony in there, isn't there?
That piece by Schubert has waited all these years, 300 or so, for this moment.
That might be the first time anyone's ever played it on a 12 bass.
Yeah, because there aren't that many
German or Austrian
12 bass
guitar.
country guitars to start with.
No,
there aren't
very
that
few.
many. And so...
And then tuned it down to E flat. To play it in B flat, just to go like that.
Amazing. Well, I feel privileged and honoured to have been a part of it. The microphone's a little closer to him so that you can hear it, because it's not a very loud instrument, this one. Because he's not rich, you see.
Well, it's a parlour guitar. None of them are loud.
I got it on eBay.
Very few people that one sees playing contra guitars on the internet at all. I'm going out to say this. On a stage, performing for public, do it unamplified. Almost none, unless it's a small thing. Let's pose for a nice photo looking at the sea. Not too happy, because
not too happy. This is doom.
Yeah.
This is a doomy piece.
There we are.
Yeah.
Doomy song.
And we thought we wouldn't speak at the beginning because, we want the mood. We wanted the mood to happen.
So if you'd like to request a song on Living Room Request with the contra guitar, the bass guitar, I did a gig recently where somebody said, "Wow, I just didn't know you were so good at the bass guitar." And I said, "Well, I have played it on before. It's just that there was a small ensemble, so they didn't notice."
Oh.
Sorry, I should say it was a small ensemble, so they did notice it while I was playing.
Right.
Right. If you're playing in a big band, like a bigger band, you can't notice.
Yeah. It's just
that. But I do love playing the acoustic bass. I remember we did a cover of da 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 da. Played that on acoustic bass guitar. That fit quite well.
video was amazing. And another bass guitar moment was Wichita Lineman. I thought.
I do love the acoustic bass guitar because it's got the resonance like an acoustic guitar, but it's low.
Did you use
I'm getting distracted.
That was a while ago.
I think it was electric bass guitar.
Oh,
I can't remember though. Right, so anything. Check out our videos. Go to patriciahammond.com/requests. Make your request there. It costs £40 on PayPal, and click some of the hyperlinks to view. Some are just weird. Some are wonderful. Some are exactly as you'd expect, perhaps. I don't
think so. Well, in any case, they're raw and, in one take, with no going back, sort of, I have worn the same outfit, the same dress for both recent Schuberts. So I don't know if you've seen Alinda by now, but we just recorded that. And
that's
then
okay, but we've really
we've
gone for the real
put my hair up.
sea colours today.
Yeah, I thought so. And also we got a little bit of sea there just to give that feeling of, being in the doldrums. The doldrums is used more often to talk about what this thing's being an analogy for, rather than the literal doldrums. But it's about the literal doldrums and meaning the other, but usually it's the other way around. People say the doldrums, and then maybe the person might know that there is a thing called the doldrums, where a ship is becalmed and there's no wind to
bit like when people say
before the outboard motor.
True. Maybe it's
it's
a bit like I don't know if people say it so much these days. When I was a bit younger, people said like Timbuktu, which is actually obviously a place in Mali in Africa, but it sort of stands for something usually, which is unreachable, far away. It's a very, very interesting place, very old city. But I haven't been, and it's not a biased review in any way. I'm just saying, maybe you've lived your whole life without realizing that it's a place. I bet that accounts for a lot of people, right?
Well, you wouldn't believe there's a place called Spuzum or Tuktoyaktuk, but if you come from Canada, you know that there is.
I think social media and the internet was invented for like 50 rudest place names of North America, etc.
Those aren't rude.
No, but there are a lot of rude ones.
Yes, right? Yes, of course, that's true.
But we don't. That's not our channel content.
There used to be like loo books, like toilet books, like the rudest place names. That was a whole little industry. But then the internet came in and rendered those books completely, just recycling.
You should make your toilet. Tip for all householders and business owners: make your toilet like some sort of Faraday cage lead lined thing, so people can't get the internet when they go to the toilet, and put your book propaganda in there. So
then you can read about the rudest place names.
Then they won't know what to do.
The strangest bylaws.
That sort of thing. Yeah.
You can't
random fact learning.
Your left rear.
If anybody's done a pub quiz recently, as we call it in the English-speaking world, then you could write about the sort of laws and rules that you have to do that to stop phones, because people deal with that variously.
Oh, how do they do that? Do they just? Well, you could make the question so that you can't get the answer. It's got to require something different, like a conclusion.
Multiple choice and conclusions and relations to
Or they
things
just use a blocker. Do they use a signal blocker? Is that what they do?
No, because you don't need to do that.
No, you just hand it in.
Just need to do... No. Just
how do you stop people from cheating? I don't know. I've never done a pub quiz. I'm not a pub quiz type gal.
Some of the what do you call it?
I'm a go to a pub with one person and be very quiet.
I've got to go now, but check this low E flat.
It's a great line to use.
So that's
should you have one of these?
That's one semitone or 1/2 step lower than the
I gotta go now and check this low E
of
flat.
the bass guitar or double bass. Standard tuning.
You could stitch that into a sampler. I gotta go now, but check this low E flat.
See you later. Take care.